Hi folks, September 28th, GMM UK here. Just earlier today I got involved with some people that are slagging off Trump all the time. And no, I like the guy at all. It's funny, I keep saying, the first thing I say when I write a comment is, I can't stand the guy. And this idiot said, I'm thinking Trump is my hero. I said, look, you're slagging off Trump, but Hillary is a million times worse. And of course you've got these people that are saying, oh, lesser of two evils is still an evil. I mean, what are you saying here? If you're an activist and all you've got is lesser of two evils, you're not facing reality here. I mean, I don't know what drives me more mad. The people the truthers with 9/11, how they get the tactics all wrong, or the Trump-Hillary thing. I said, with Trump, when people ask me about Trump, I said, I don't know the guy. Any idiot can become a big shot when they inherit 300 million. Vote for Hillary Clinton means that, already I think Israel runs the US government. US foreign policy is not in America's interests. It is in Israel's interests. So is the UK foreign policy, so is the French foreign policy. None of what is occurring in the Middle East is beneficial to anybody except Israel and perhaps maybe Turkey a little bit. So already we have a situation that Israel virtually controls the American government. A vote for Hillary means that Netanyahu is effectively the president of America. See, look what's happening in Syria. Let's take Syria as an example, and the fact that Obama has occasionally done the right thing, like with Iran, and the fact that originally he refused to attack Syria. Remember what happened? That bastard Cameron tried to make out we have to have regime change and all this bullshit, when Assad is a million times better guy than he is, or any of these Western leaders. But the vast majority of the Syrian people want to keep Assad. Whereas he might have got a majority. That shows you how daft our system is, because only 23% of eligible UK voters voted for Cameron, or should I say, the guy that likes to stick his dick into the mouths of dead pigs. Unbelievable. Once the vote in Parliament went against Cameron, a humiliation that the media totally played down. Obama really got cold feet. Not that he wanted to attack Syria. None of this is his foreign policy. He doesn't make any decisions, Obama. But the fact that the British people said no, it gave Obama an out. So the Israelis never take no for an answer. The Zionists never. They will come back and back and back. And what they did, they organised this attack in Paris. They got Mossad agents to set off firecrackers everywhere, throwing them into cafes and things. The videos are there for all to see. Once again, these so-called terrorists were able to come all the way from Syria, bringing all these weapons through border after border after border, setting up in safe houses as if it's nothing, and all the security, all the extra measures they had, all the surveillance has done nothing to stop these terrorists, who always get away scot-free but leave their ID behind. I mean, it's laughable. What happens? They make up this cock and bull story in the media that it was Syria. They tried to pin it on Syria. That the people coming out of Syria, who are fleeing this war that we have created, these poor people just want to get out. They're getting out with nothing. And they're not migrants, they're refugees, you bastard media, trying to incite more hatred all the time. So what happens? America and now UK and a few of the coalition countries have got a foothold now to attack Syria. So why the sudden urge to get involved in Syria? It was because Assad had invited the Russians to fight terrorism. He said the West are helping ISIS. ISIS injured are being treated in Israeli hospitals. The Turks are buying their oil, giving them money. I mean, a terrorist organisation, I don't care who it is, needs help. Always, you have to keep the supply lines open. Where are they getting their money from? Where are they getting all their weapons from? So, Assad's army is dug in, and he realised if he invited Russia to come in, what could the West say? And of course, within a month, Russia was destroying ISIS, doing us all a favour. And so the media had to make out the Russians were the bad guy. And they knew they could not allow this situation to continue, because their terrorist army of mercenaries, which are destroying these Arab and Muslim nations, was itself being destroyed by the Russians. So basically the American, the West, the military might of the West had to get in there to stop this. Once the Russians were in the theatre of operations, ISIS were basically sitting ducks. I mean, the notion the West is fighting terrorism is the biggest joke, because America's got all the spy satellites. They know where they are. They've got precision bombs that can wipe out whatever they want to the millimetre. So I don't know how anybody could be so idiotic enough not to realise that ISIS is a terrorist organisation whose masters are in Tel Aviv. The only people they kill are Arabs and Muslims. So America needed to get in there, to help them, give air cover for them. And that's what they've done. And of course, at the same time now, they're up in the ante by knocking out Syrian forces like they did just the other day. Just a blatant attack on Syrian forces. They're not fighting terrorism. We are creating terrorism. We are the terrorists. The Russians are the ones fighting terrorism. And I guarantee when Hillary gets in, she's going to raise the stakes big time. In fact, they're already gearing up for it now. Russia have drawn the line with Syria. They know if Syria falls, the next thing it'll be, Iran, those bastards, Iran. It won't stop. So suddenly, we're attacking Syria now. Now, Obama's still in office. So I hate to imagine what is going to happen when this Hillary gets in. I mean, first of all, if the voting was fair, she wouldn't even be the Democratic nominee. Bernie Sanders would have slaughtered her. And just to show that I'm not anti-Semitic, I'm a Bernie Sanders fan, and he's Jewish. I wanted him instead of Hillary, because he will think of the American people much more than Hillary. Well, Hillary's completely gone. She's completely mad. Her and her husband have killed more people than any Don Corleone and all the rest of them put together. The biggest fraudsters, the biggest gangsters you could ever have. Plus, she's not even physically fit. It's a potential nightmare for mankind. So, when he first put his hat in the ring, I said, if the media criticise him, then we want him. If the media like him, then he's no good. Why? Because first of all, the media want Hillary. Now, why do they want Hillary? Because the media is Zionist controlled. This is Israel talking. When the media talks, it's Israel talking. It's as simple as that. Everything you hear is what Israel wants to say about the proceedings. The Zionist Rothschild bankers. We don't hear any other side of the story. So why are they criticizing Trump all the time? Especially when you think the media are doing everything to incite Islamophobia. So Trump cleverly gets on the bandwagon and says, right, what we're going to do here is build this wall. And I'm going to make sure that no immigration and all this. In other words, he's electioneering. It's so obvious. What Hillary will do, she will kill Muslims. She will attack Iran. She will destroy Syria. She will do everything Israel wants. So I said to people, if the media attack Trump, vote for him. Even Muslims should vote for him. The media is inciting Islamophobia. Yet when Trump says he's going to do this and do that, which is a lot more than what Hillary is saying, the media aren't happy. So what is actually going on? First and foremost, Trump went on CNN and told that scumbag Wolf Blitzer, these wars have been disastrous for America. He flat out said that. Now, he might be lying. I don't know. He may be the lesser of two evils. But I don't care. The very fact that we might have a US president that is fed up with these wars, for me, it could be a godsend. I'm not putting all my trust in him. I wouldn't put my trust in any politician. Because once they get in, the Zionists are on top of them, threatening them and threatening their families. What goes on behind closed doors? I mean, look what's happened to Obama. Obama talked an unbelievable game before he became president. And when he became president, he continued the very policies he lambasted GW over. So obviously there's a hidden tier of power that transcends politics itself. And it's these bankers, these big business, these Zionists. They're hell-bent on world domination. Why do you think they're bringing this TTIP in? We're getting screwed. We're going to be screwed big time. And people are not getting it. They just don't understand. What is difficult to understand about this? And especially when Trump then said, he put the finger on Jeb Bush over 9/11. Now, again, this to me is a game changer. Obviously, the media are going to slack him off big time because they were complicit in 9/11. Without the media, 9/11 couldn't have occurred. And here you've got a guy that's likely to be president saying the Bush family dropped the ball. Well, that's better than a lot of people said. Ron Paul never said that, and I was a great Ron Paul supporter. I was a bigger Ron Paul supporter than I am a Donald Trump, but at least Donald Trump said one or two things, and he said that the media are liars. They said the media they're rigging the election. What more do you want? These are the things we need to hear. I'm fed up with these blithering idiots. Lesser of two evils, my arse. What other alternative do we have? They want violence. We riot, whatever. We're playing into their hand. That's what they want. So we're stuck in a situation where they've got all the cards. And we might have just one little iota of chance with Trump. Hillary, we have no chance. And all the evidence points to the fact that the Zionists do not want Trump. Well, if the Zionists do not want Trump, we bloody well do.